What's up, everybody? So I was trying to think of a good way to be interesting to people on my YouTube channel, and I thought, like, what better way to just tell life stories? So this is story time with a thug, and who's the thug? I am. Let me sit up. So anyway, over the course of my 34-year-old life, I've had some pretty interesting stories and things that have went on in my life. There are two stories that are off limits. The times I conceived both of my children. But the stories how I met their mothers or things like that, I might talk about down the line. So I'm going to talk about things from my personal life to interactions with people, how I met my friends. And the first story I really just want to share is I was going to tell you a funny story. So you tell me if you think it's funny or not. Back in 2009, I was living in Euclid, Ohio, in these apartment complex called Alger Manor. It was actually pretty slick. I think I was paying about, no man, I'm not just paying. Get out of my goddamn pocket. So anyway, I was on rough times. My oldest daughter may have been no, I take it back. My oldest daughter was 6 or 7. I had to get that math right. She was born 2003, 2009, 2010. Yeah, 6 or 7. And she was living with me, but I ended up moving to Springfield, Ohio with my sister, and I let her go stay with her mom. And I got to Springfield, Ohio, and I was really culture shocked. And I don't know if I was sad or lonely, anything like that, but it was a culture shock. It was just a lot going on down there. Hold on a second, like, I just got done cutting my hair, so I'm really hot for some reason. Thank you. So anyway, I get down there, and I remember a couple of things right off the bat. The proximity of where everything was like this far apart to me. So if I lived right here, things were like here or here to me. Different type of restaurants. The best chicken restaurant I ever had in my life. Lee's Chicken was down there. There's a place called Fazoli's, was an Italian place. And I think they gave you fried breadsticks if you order pasta. Really good bread, but it was so salty. Like I used to eat it and I used to feel the blood pressure going like. But anyways. And Wittenberg University was like 2 minutes from where I live. So it was a college campus right there. And they had a Kroger's. Man, they had this Kroger's, man. They had like 2 of them, man. I just never been to Kroger's like that before. So that was a little shocking to me. And they had this reservation where everybody went and ran. Like if you were a jogger in Springfield, you went to the reservation. And if you didn't go to the reservation, you went to the Y. It was only one of both. So, but there was 2 things that stood out to me. Tim Hortons, which I never seen, had, tried, or even heard of. And they had this an A&W and a Long John Silver's in one place. I was like, together? Fish and root beer? Hush peppers and floats? Like, that was just weird to me, but what do I know? So anyway, I got there probably like January. It was just wintertime. I wasn't going over there during winter. So I remember spring and summer come around. I'm driving a little bit, but I walked over there because, like I said, everything is in proximity to where I stay. So they was like this close. So it's literally like a 30 seconds to a 1 minute walk from the house. So I remember I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm finally going to go over there. And I had one of those anticipation smiles, you'd be like, yeah, I'm about to get it. Yeah. So I get there and I didn't know what to get because, like I said, A&W, Long John Silver's, there was one. So I get in there, and as I'm walking in, I see a sign that says $1 slushie. Then they had a digital sign that said like $1 slushies and stuff like that. So I knew like I was going to get a slushie, but I didn't know what flavor. But I have this thing about if I'm trying new flavors of things, there's always a standard. Blue raspberry or blue raspberry lemonade or cherry or, stuff like that. Like those are the standard and Coca-Cola, but I'm not a pop drinker. So anyway, I'm standing in lines like 2 or 3 people in front of me. This lady's talking to her child. Somebody's arguing about their food not being right. You know, typical fast food banter when you get inside of an establishment. So I get up there and it's my turn. And I'm quite excited because I've never been here. It's new. And you ready to try something. So I remember, like, I said to myself, just take your time. So I'm looking, I said, yeah, I know I'm going to get a slushie, but I don't know what kind of slushie I want. The guy, I can't remember, it was a white guy, a white girl. Right over to PA, he goes, yeah, can I get a large watermelon slushie?
After amazing nights, millions of Australians.
My nigga, what? Fam. Over here. I didn't say watermelon. So needless to say, they ordered a watermelon slushie. Didn't ask me what flavor. Now, I know what you're saying. That's racist. I know. Still to this day, I don't. That's racist! Still to this day, I don't know that's racist for a couple of reasons. I don't know if that was flavor of the day. Could have been flavor of the month. Could have been the best flavor. The slushie machine could have been broken. Only flavor they could have had was watermelon. It could have been the most popular flavor. It could have been the most thirst-quenching flavor. It could have been the flavor someone just ordered and it was fresh on that person's mind. All I know is they said it was so much conviction, and I bought it, and I drank it, and it wasn't nasty. And I don't ever think I ever went back to A&W again. Not because of that. I felt like I just never made it back to try other flavors to see anything else that was going on. So to this day, I don't know why that person ordered me a watermelon slushie. And I don't remember if that was a white man or a white lady. I know the person was white. So I don't know. It was just one of those pivotal moments in my life. That was my entire time of my 1.5 years living in Springfield, Ohio. I worked in nonprofit down there. I worked with Habitat for Humanity with Mary Corp, and that was wonderful. That opened my eye to nonprofit organizations. Like I said, Lee's Chicken. I met great people down there. One of my good friends, she came to see me a lot down there. So like, I had a good time in Springfield, but I remember that the most. Not to say the people I didn't meet. I'm gonna even give you another quick short story. Next door to me was one of my sister's friend, and they knew John Legend's family, the Stevens family. I remember one day, that's when I started making beats back in the day. And I remember one morning I got up and I started making beats. And I was working on beats for maybe 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take a break. So I came outside and they was leaving. It was like, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, what's up? Holla, 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 holla. And it was like, it's funny you was making beats at the time, playing your music loud when John Legend was at the house. That's the proximity of Springfield and people knowing each other. So think about that for a minute, that he was right next door when I was doing what I was doing. So think about that. But I love Springfield. I haven't been back in a long time. I do need to just go down there and see people that I still know down there, eat some Lee's Chicken, and walk around. You know, maybe drive to Yellow Springs. You know who live in Yellow Springs, right? Okay, if you don't, look it up. But anyway, that was one of many stories I'm going to share. I have so many stories to share. So if you like, leave a comment. I'm going to have stories galore. So once a week, you're going to get a different story from me. I will warn you if it's sexually explicit or if it's a crazy story. If I do any stories about how I met my friends, I will have them with me. So it's just not just a one-sided story, but story time with a thug. First one in the books. I'm keeping it all the way 100. I appreciate y'all watching. Leave me a comment. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. And remember, eat more chicken.